pose. You'll see.
All right, what's up, folks?
Get out of here.
We are here. Let's trailer reaction. Some craziness dropped today. So brand new Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings trailer coming up. Or they labeled it as a teaser, even though I believe it's 2 minutes. Look at my daughter going crazy here. She just finished up school. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We figured we'd get this in because this is going to be hot. It's our first look at this movie, which has been pretty under wraps, pretty tightly wrapped up. So we haven't seen much. I think we've seen the costume and some of the action figures have leaked. So if you want spoilers, you can check that out. So this is a brand new trailer. The movie comes out September 3rd. It's been delayed. The original date was February 12th, 2021. So we were supposed to get this already, but now we're going to get it after the summer. So I think some significance in this movie. A first Asian lead in this superhero genre. We kind of saw something similar, Andre, with like Black Panther, right? So now it's kind of we're going to get something a little something for our culture, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So any kind of significance, like Andre, you saw this happen with Black Panther, the impact it had on people of that culture and things like that. Do you anticipate something similar going down with this one, or are you just happy to see more representation happening?
I think definitely. I think we're finally seeing the fruit of Marvel stepping up. Like for the first 10 plus years, it was pretty safe choices for their movies, and they had to start with what they had to start. But at least they're following up, and it's really good to see this because we have followed Simu Liu talking about this movie and stuff, and we haven't really seen anything. And just today, I think we got the poster teaser and now this trailer. So I think it's huge because you're gonna get people having that same reaction to Black Panther. It's now there's a superhero that represents you on the screen, and it's not to say that there hasn't been Asian heroes or Asian cinema heroes. We've got Jackie Chan, you got Jet Li. There's holy smokes, the whole cinema overseas. There's tons of them, but this is a first for Hollywood, meaning that this is the first superhero. And we know that the MCU and superhero movies have been dominating Hollywood and pop culture for years. So this is, it's about time.
Yeah. So I think that's good. Like me, I'm an older guy, so I got two younger guys with me. Like, is this like? Do you have expectations for this, Pat? Like, you're definitely kind of the younger generation than me. I'm very happy to see this happen. We've come a long way from even, I guess, throwback to Mortal Kombat 1995 with Robin Shou as the lead actor. But now we have Simu Liu, star of Kim's Convenience, kind of not super well known as a lead of a Marvel superhero movie. Does it mean anything to you, Pat?
I guess the fact that it's a big movie as opposed to like a or B or C tier, it's being touted as a blockbuster, right? Which is huge because like I've seen a ton of kung fu style movies, but they're always, let's be honest now, they've always really been B or C tier movies right off the gate. Right, it's branded as a B tier movie, right? But this, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going on. Whether or not it's going to be good or bad, I'm still excited.
Yeah. So growing up, my younger brother is here, Chris. I exposed him to a lot of the Hong Kong movies and things like that. So now, yeah, thank you, sweetie. Now we're coming up. Like this is major motion picture. Like Pat said, this is the first big. Like Andre said, this is the first big blockbuster. Big summer drop that we see the Asian lead Isabella. Chris, like what does it mean to you?
I think this is, as an Asian growing up in North America, and a lot of us in the same boat here, this is everything. This is it. This is all the groundwork we had over the past like 2 years. We had the romantic comedy, that Crazy Rich Asians. We had Raya the Last Dragon recently, and then this is it. This is what we all wanted. We wanted a superhero. It looks like us, like Andre said, and we can relate to on the screen. And I don't know what this trailer is going to show, but hopefully it's going to translate.
I mean, I was born in Hong Kong, but it was a pretty big deal when Rumble in the Bronx came over, even as a dub. Remember? Like, I mean, that was.
So we have seen a lot of crossover Jackie Chan stuff. A lot of those were HK Cinema movies that get dubbed or thrown over here. Even like Drunken Master, all those kind of old school kung fu flicks, even early Bruce Lee stuff. I guess Enter the Dragon maybe is one of the first kind of Asian lead movies that came out, but I don't know if there's anything of that level that's hit since then.
I guess one thing is I've never heard of Shang-Chi. I know you guys, the more hardcore comic guys. Is this I guess my question would be, is this something that is popular, or is it something that
I was gonna throw it to Andre, who is kind of our comic historian. I would say like this character I feel like doesn't really have as concrete origin and placement in the Marvel U as some of the other characters. I don't know if you can speak a little bit on that, Andre. He's kind of a semi-obscure, not as big as the other Marvel MCU guys, right?
Yeah, for sure. So the thing about Shang-Chi and a lot of ethnic superheroes is they were created at a time that reflected the popularity of, like in this case, Asian kung fu cinema. This is a character created in the 70s, right, to reflect that, just like, you know, you had Power Man reflecting that, you know. So this is a character that had a kind of a prime time, right? Very, very kind of niche character, but it was Marvel brought out a line of kung fu, you know, comics, and this is the master of kung fu, Shang-Chi, right? And then through the ages, you know, through the time, he has kind of, you know, always been there, but not been on the top level, right? But recently he has showed up in a couple of teams of Avengers over the past several years. And one of my favorite appearances is when he was training Spider-Man, or attempting to train Spider-Man and stuff. So he's a solid character, but he is more so what you would consider a background character. Yeah. But of course, with this movie announcement, Marvel has been pushing him to the front forward. We have 2 limited series, one just finished up and another one out, because there's a lot of people like you, Chris, who may not be familiar with the character, and you want to get that quick little primer so you can pop into a comic store or whatever and get that graphic novel or get those single issues and catch up on the character. But of course, he's going to be more modern than the original take on him from back in the 70s.
Yeah. If you're not familiar, his old style was pants, no shirt, and like a headband, and very Bruce Lee like, but with longer hair. So they have changed it, and I believe we are going to see the new costume.
Like even before, he was always kind of a supporting character in that. Honestly, whenever a Marvel character needed something kung fu related, he would show up. That was it. But the fact that he's actually a headliner is huge.
Yeah. So not something we'd expect. The storyline, I believe it's going to be completely original. I'll read you the kind of brief synopsis. Marvel Studios Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings stars Simu Liu as Shang-Chi, who must confront the past he thought he left behind when he was drawn into a web of mysterious Ten Rings organization. And the film also stars a whole like an all-star cast of kind of some famous Asian actors and actresses. To jump to my eyes right now, Tony Leung and Awkwafina, who we've seen appear in a lot of different movies playing your non-traditional Asians. So let's just go trailer reaction, and we'll talk a little bit about it after. Anything you guys are, Andre, are you expecting to see anything in here, or you're just like happy to see this is going down?
Well, it's just a teaser. So what I want to see is I want to see, obviously, Simu Liu. I want to see how they build the world. So I hope they show us some different locales and stuff. I want them to kind of set a little bit of the tone, but not give away everything. I want this, I want us to look forward to seeing this when it comes out, and also be a little bit of that surprise, so we can see where they're going creatively to bring Shang-Chi up to 2021 modern MCU.
Yeah. So this is slightly different because Black Panther was introduced as a cameo in other movies. This is along the lines of I guess Captain America: First Avenger, where he gets an origin movie and then maybe potentially he will spin off into the other movies. Pat, are you expecting anything from this trailer?
I'm expecting kung fu.
Yeah,
legit.
Maybe kung fu. So,
yeah.
Maybe a shout out to Kim's Convenience. Chris, are you expecting to see anything in this trailer in particular?
Yeah, if he's the master of kung fu, the fight scene's got to be legit. So
maybe like an Iron Fist reference, or like a teaser for something along those lines of the kung fu.
No, it's his movie, man. They're not going to tease Iron Fist or something.
Okay. Would you not go crazy if you saw like the Iron Fist emblem just chilling in the background somewhere? Just telling you.
We're gonna have to watch the trailer 1,000 times.
So we'll watch the trailer, and maybe one day we'll go frame by frame. So everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. I for one, they say kung fu. I am looking for a particular branch of kung fu. I'm looking for wushu, having been a past practitioner. So I'm looking forward to wushu and weaponry. Nunchucks, not part of wushu, but we do want to see nunchucks. That's a trademark of this character, I believe. So without further ado, let's trailer reaction. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Let's rock and roll.
Whoa.
Oh, there he is.
Was that him? Did he do that? Good for you.
Yes.
John, you can still do that, right?
I gave you
Jesus.
10 years to
Nice
live your
humor.
life.
Red, very Chinese red color.
Whoa!
Now you see me rise.
He's rapping.
And where did
Okay.
that get you? You walked in my shadow.
Definitely some really fun.
I trained you. So the most dangerous people in the world couldn't kill you. Son, it's time for you to take your place by my side.
The real Mandarin.
That's not going to happen.
What?
Almost some Crouching Tiger action.
What is going on?
Can't outrun who you really are.
Whoa.
Who are you?
Here we go.
Oh, Awkwafina. Tom Milling.
Oh no.
Me.
We make a good team.
Okay, that's Awkwafina doing her thing. So quickly before we get into it, we'll give you a second to gather your thoughts. I'll throw it to Andre quickly. Shang-Chi does not have any powers per se, right? He is a master of the mystical arts. And maybe I guess you could extend that to the whole element of chi, and maybe they're going to give him some type of mystical powers. But I don't know if you saw the bracelets. I think at one point in the comics, someone gives him some type of Iron Man, or someone gives him bracelets to magnify his chi. So I guess maybe that we're going to see that.
That could have been. I didn't know who had those bracelets on because we didn't really see, right? But though, wow, that trailer was crazy. That was really cool. And for all those guys who have watched the MCU stuff, the 10 Rings goes all the way back to the first Iron Man movie. And the 10 Rings was what we thought at that time was supposed to be the terrorist organization that had captured Tony Stark and was making him build that first Iron Man suit. And of course, we saw that come back in Iron Man 3. That we won't talk much about that, but we had the fake Mandarin who was supposed to be Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin, but I think that's got to be the Mandarin.
The actual Mandarin.
Right?
The real one.
That has to be
That
the
has to
Mandarin,
be, right?
Like so
10 rings?
Yeah, so this
Long hair, Asian?
This is cool because it's almost bringing it a little bit full circle. And wow, yeah, that's because I've always said, listen, the Mandarin is not only one of Iron Man's greatest foes because it's the whole technology versus magic. The rings in the comic are magic, but he's a villain to be respected. Like this guy's tussled with not only the Iron Man and stuff, but the X-Men in comics. So give this guy his due. If the Mandarin's getting his due in this movie, hell yeah, the MCU just got deeper, and we also just got Madripoor in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Whoa, man, this is a good time. This is a good time.
I think it was on purpose, right? They called it Legend of the 10 Rings, and then they tell you it's the gang called the 10 Rings, but there might actually be the actual 10 rings that the Mandarin wears.
Maybe we'll see them, right? Maybe we'll see it.
Yeah. All right. Quickly, I'll throw it to Chris first. What are your thoughts upon seeing this?
That looked awesome. I got the same kind of vibes. I don't know if you guys remember that first Black Panther trailer with the music and everything like that. Those vibes I got the same kind of like vibes from this. The music fit well. The action looked good. I'm kind of waiting for the time when you have a mainstream movie with Asians and you don't cast Awkwafina, but I know she's in there for a reason because she's like the only one.
I love her. I don't care.
Yeah, she's a name brand, right? She's like a recognizable name brand in Asian, culture like this. So I think you have to have her or someone like her, and she's the only one. But it's gonna be good. It looks really good.
Yeah. All right. So spinning right off of Awkwafina, Pat, we went to see Jumanji 2 together. Really enjoyed seeing Awkwafina in that.
I really liked your Notions 8.
Yeah,
I really liked her in Ocean's 8. I liked her in every movie I've seen her show through.
Is it
What-
time
what
for
are
her to
you
use her
feeling so
real
far?
name, you think? Is it time for her
I
to
thought
switch
she
and use
changed
her
her
real
name
name?
to that, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
maybe.
I like it. It's
It's her
also her
stage
rap
It's
name,
her
her
stage name,
stage
yeah.
name. So why not? We got Tyrese out there using just Tyrese, and then
Everybody knows her as
The
Awkwafina.
Rock is
so-
just called The Rock, like so.
Yeah, but
sure.
everybody knows his
He's
name is Dwayne
Dwayne the Rock Johnson. But I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's I think it's part of a rite of passage, right? Now she's Oscar nominated or whatever, not Rhoda nominated. Shouldn't she maybe use her real name? I don't know.
I think it's
I'm
about
just
time.
asking. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
No, but the movie looks good. It looks good. It looks more down to earth. Like because we've had so many Marvel movies with explosions. I mean, there are still explosions, but they're like more lower level. Like it's not one of the big three.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're. Well, maybe we don't know yet. But there's no androids or aliens yet.
Sorcerer. I guess you could maybe consider the
Maybe we
Mandarin a
don't know that
sorcerer.
yet.
I don't know.
He could just be a gang member. He could just be a gang member.
Yeah.
One thing
I'm
I
a
just-
huge fan of street level kind of heroes. So yeah, go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Sorry, I forgot to mention one thing I wanted to mention was it does look like it kind of delves into the Asian American experience, which is good too. I like that angle.
Yeah. It looks like he has grown up in. It looks like some type of Shaolin like temple. Learning the traditional Shaolin kung fu, and then he has moved over to maybe in LA or San Francisco or something along those lines.
I think it's in California on the bus.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Probably San Francisco, I would think.
And no matter where he goes, he's still moving cars.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Poor guy. No
Shout out
matter
to
where
John.
he goes.
Kim's convenience.
Yes.
Yeah,
No
Because it-
matter where he goes.
Kim's
he's
reference.
still
If
moving
you're not
cars.
familiar with this actor, Simu Liu, a very, very fun character on Kim's Convenience, and somewhat of a non-traditional Asian character in that he's kind of like an outcast son from this Asian family. In watching that show, you don't see too much of kung fu. Once in a while, he would kind of sneak something in, like he played with a butterfly knife or something like that in early seasons. So you're kind of like, I wonder if he has the skills to back it up. And in this trailer, it looks like he's got the skills. If you follow his Twitter and his Instagram, sometimes he's showing some of the behind the scenes stunt work. It looks really, really sharp. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's a lot of kung fu. I don't recall seeing nunchucks, but everything was moving pretty fast. So I don't know if you guys saw that. But
I don't think we even saw him in costume, so that's a good thing. This is just a teaser, right? This is to get our appetite wet, and want to see more. And I think it did just that. Like he looks solid. Like I said, the kung fu looks good. The choreographing looks good. Also,
Excited for the toys.
We mentioned Kim's Convenience. He actually looked different than his Kim Convenient look. Like I was afraid that he might look too much. Not, of course, he's going to look like it, but it doesn't look so. Kudos, I think, man, it's so far so good. This is.
I definitely like seeing him kind of walk around with that swagger. Like kind of fixing his jacket. There's a couple of shots of him working out. There's a shot of him shirtless. So for like kind of like the Asian culture, I think it's cool that they're letting him get his kind of swag
Let
on.
him flex.
Yeah. So he'll be right up there next to I guess Chris Helmsworth and what's the guys from Eternal, Kamarji, the guy from the Eternals movie,
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah. That guy looks ripped. So like it's very cool to see. It's gonna Marvel's got to open up a gym next. I think that's what's gonna
the Marvel way.
Yeah.
Flex the Marvel way.
Yeah. One thing is they showed a lot of I guess their flashbacks, like these big action set pieces, like you mentioned Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon when you saw it. So that'll be interesting too.
Yeah. So it looks like there's going to be a little bit of throwbacks, and things like that. So I think it looks amazing to me so far. I know some people maybe said they were underwhelmed by the trailer, but I don't know if you're expecting something bigger, Endgame, Infinity War level. But I think this is going to suit very well as an origin story. And I'm looking forward to it.
Story.
Yeah. So I think we're all pretty much on the same page. We're all looking forward to this. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. The Heroes World podcast. We have new episodes every week. And the Heroes World Sidekick show is live every Monday. So if you're watching this today, we are going live tonight, and we're going to be actually talking about 1995's Mortal Kombat with Robin Show and a whole bunch of other cast members. So that'll be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. Andre, you'll see him at the shop with me, as well as on all the other podcasts and things like that. And these two, we kind of got exclusive on Chris and Pat here. Pat's been dropping a lot of Magic content. So if you like Magic the Gathering, tune in Fridays. And my daughter wants to hit her cue. What's the cue, is he?
Hit the like and subscribe and hit the thumbs up.
Yeah, like and subscribe, thumbs up. Please help us we're on the road to 1,000 subs. So help us get there. Thank you very much for tuning in, folks. And we'll see you guys on the next one.